Hi everyone, my name is Kathleen and I'm the Outreach Manager at Charleston County Public Library. You may have seen one of our previous Tales and Travel videos, but if not, I'm going to lead you on a sort of guided visit to a location so you can imagine yourself there. And then I'm going to read a folk tale from that region. Today's Tales and Travel video is to the Galapagos Islands. The Galapagos Islands are a volcanic archipelago off the coast of Ecuador. Have you ever been to the Galapagos Islands? Have you ever heard of them? One thing you might know about the Galapagos Islands is that they are known for the unique animal and plant species that live there. Can you think of any of the plants or animals that were discovered there? Many of these species were documented when Charles Darwin visited during his 5-year voyage on the HMS Beagle. Isn't it a beautiful place? One of the most famous animals is the Galapagos Tortoise, which is the largest living tortoise. Have you ever seen a giant tortoise in person? They can weigh up to 900 pounds and live up to 100 years in the wild. That's the highest age of any vertebrate on land. Can you imagine how big they are? Another unique animal found on the island are the Galapagos penguins. They are the only penguin species that can be found in the northern hemisphere, and they are the second smallest type of penguin. Aren't they cute? They are currently the rarest penguin species. Luckily, 97% of the island's landmass has been declared a protected national park. For such a beautiful place, we certainly want to keep it safe. Thank you for coming along with me on our trip to the Galapagos Islands. Search for the Magic Lake, a tale from Ecuador, adapted by Kathleen. A long time ago, there lived a powerful Inca ruler who governed a vast empire in Ecuador. He and his wife had only one son. That son was ill and could not be cured by any of the royal physicians. As the ruler became older, his son continued to decline in health. This made the ruler very sad, so he knelt down to pray before an altar. He asked for a cure that would make his son strong enough to govern the land once he could no longer do the job himself. To the ruler's surprise, a voice answered his prayer. It told him to get water from the magic lake that touches the sky at the end of the world. Also, to the ruler's surprise, a golden flask appeared in the ashes of the fire that burned in front of the altar. The ruler was much too old to take such a journey. His son was too weak. So the ruler proclaimed he would reward greatly anyone who brought back water from the magic lake. Many strong young men tried, but none succeeded. Some distance from the palace was a valley. There, 2 brothers lived and farmed with their younger sister and poor parents. They heard about the proclamation. They wanted the reward so their parents wouldn't have to live the rest of their days in poverty. The boys talked their parents into letting them try to find the lake. Their young sister wanted to go with the boys, but their parents would not let her. For months the brothers traveled, searching for the magic lake, but were unable to find it. They had to return home to help their parents with the harvest so they could come up with a plan. They decided to bring the prince water from any old lake in the hopes that it would be rewarded for their efforts. Back at the palace, the boys presented their water to the prince. No matter how much of it the prince drank, he got no better. The ruler was so angry at the brothers' deceit that he chained them up in the palace's dungeon. They were given water from their own flask to drink as a reminder of their deception. When their sister heard what had happened, she begged her parents to let her try and find the magic lake. She hoped that if she found it, the ruler would free her brothers. This time, her parents let her go. She set out immediately, taking some food and one of her pet llamas for company. On her first night out, she slept snuggled closely to her pet llama. When she heard the hungry cry of the puma, the young girl feared for her pet's safety. The very next morning, she sent it home before continuing on her journey. On her second night out, the young girl climbed a tree to get away from the hungry puma and the other nighttime predators. There, nestled in the branches, she took out some of her food. Several small birds landed next to her and she shared her meal with them. Grateful for her generosity, the birds decided to help her find the magic lake. They gave the girl a feather from each of their wings and told her that those feathers held magic powers. They also told her to hold them together like a fan, and the feathers would take her where she wished to go. The girl was also advised that the lake was guarded by 3 terrible beasts, but that she shouldn't worry, for the feathers would help protect her. The girl thanked her new friends and tied their feathers together with one of her hair ribbons. Then she held the feather fan up to her lips and wished to go to the magic lake at the end of the world. In just a few seconds, she was standing on the shores of a beautiful lake. All of a sudden, she realized she had left her provisions behind, including a flask to carry water with. She put the feather fan up to her lips and wished she had a flask. Suddenly, there appeared the same golden flask that the ruler had found in the ashes of his altar. Before the young girl could fill the flask with water, she heard a menacing sound behind her. She looked around and saw a giant crab who told her to leave the water alone. The girl held the magic band up to her lips and the crab fell fast asleep. Again, before the girl could fill the flask up with water, she heard the tail of a giant alligator slapping the water. It told her to leave the water alone. The girl held up the magic fan to her lips and the alligator fell asleep. Still, before the girl could fill the flask with water, she heard a hissing sound from above. She looked up and saw a giant winged serpent. It told her to leave the water alone. The girl held the magic fan up to her lips and the serpent fell asleep. Now that she had faced the 3 horrible beasts, the girl was free to fill the flask with water. As soon as she did, the girl held the magic fan up to her lips and wished to be in the palace. She arrived in a room that was occupied by the king, queen, and prince. The king and queen were crying because their son was near death. The girl wasted no time. She put a few drops of water onto the prince's lips. He immediately began to recover. The king was so happy that he offered the girl anything she desired. The girl asked for 3 things. First, she wanted her parents to no longer be poor. The king agreed to give them more land, a larger house to live in, and enough money to live the rest of their days comfortably. Second, the girl asked that her brothers be released from the dungeon. The king let them go immediately. Thirdly, the girl asked that the magic fan be returned to the birds. As soon as she made this request, the fan lifted itself up and floated out of the castle towards the woods. The girl asked for nothing for herself. The king and queen begged her to stay and live with them. The girl respectfully declined as she wanted to go back home to her parents. There she lived out the remainder of her days comfortably and happily. Back at the palace, the golden flask always remained full, no matter how much water got drunk from it. Because of this, the prince and all of his descendants remained healthy and strong. Thank you for joining us on our Tales and Travels video to the Galapagos Islands.